Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Russo, Director of Hunter Pain Specialists, and as part of September Pain Awareness Month, we have prepared a video series with different specialists in pain management to raise public awareness around pain, pain management, and all the great work that pain professionals do. First up, I'm delighted to introduce you to Eleanor Ramsey, Michael Holt, Heather Macdonald, Mohamad Allhayley, representing our research arm, Genesis Research Services. They will explain the importance of research and clinical trials to find appropriate treatments for chronic pain.
Hi, I'm Eleanor Ramsey. I manage Genesis Research Services, the clinical trials research unit associated with Hunter Pain Specialists. At Genesis, we run clinical trials that investigate new treatments for pain conditions. Genesis is a global leader in the field of pain medicine neuromodulation studies. We work together with Dr. Russo and Dr. Volshank, as well as the clinical staff at Hunter Pain Specialists and Hamilton Day Surgery, to conduct research into new pain therapies. The research team is made up of 10 doctor investigators who come from a range of specialities, and a team of 8 experienced clinical trial coordinators. I'm joined here today by the Genesis clinical trial coordinators Mo, Michael and Heather to talk about how research into new therapies is carried out. New pain treatments, such as medications or devices, must undergo rigorous assessments before they are available to the public, and this is done through clinical trials. Clinical trials investigate the safety and effectiveness of new therapies, such as drugs or devices, aimed at treating a specific condition. My colleague Michael will tell us about how clinical trials work.
Hi, my name is Michael. I'm a clinical trial coordinator at Genesis Research Services. I'll talk to you about what are clinical trials today. Before clinical trials can start, they must receive ethics approval through an independent Human Research Ethics Committee, commonly referred to as HRECs. HRECs play a central role in the Australian system of ethical oversight of research involving humans. HRECs review research proposals involving human participants to ensure that they are ethically acceptable and in accordance with relevant standards and guidelines. Any research involving humans, or requiring access to personal information, requires approval from a Human Research Ethics Committee that is registered with the National Health and Medical Research Council. HRECs are also responsible for ongoing ethical monitoring to ensure all safety monitoring and testing is being done. Clinical trials are conducted in a series of steps called phases, and each phase is designed to answer a separate research question. There are 4 phases in clinical trials. Phase 1 studies have a small number of participants, often between 20 and 100, and are mainly designed to determine the safety of the treatment and sometimes the dosage as well. Phase 2 studies have a larger number of participants, often between 100 and 500, and are conducted to determine whether the treatment is effective for the condition while still monitoring the safety of the treatment. Phase 3 studies have a larger number of participants again. Studies in this phase are usually longer, and the main goal is to show effectiveness as well as monitoring safety. The larger number of participants allow for calculating statistically significant data. Information on possible side effects are established with therapy information guides as well. If a treatment has a good outcome during this phase, the treatment may be then sent for approval with the Australian Therapeutic Goods Administration for public use. Phase 4 studies are where the treatment is on the market already. Research continues here to monitor benefits and long-term side effects. At Genesis, we have worked on over 20 studies for spinal cord and peripheral nerve stimulators designed by several different medical device companies. We work closely with the manufacturers of these devices, together with their field clinical engineers who see our participants for device programming. We do everything we can to ensure that our participants get the most effective treatment and to reduce chances of adverse events or side effects as much as possible. Spinal cord and peripheral nerve stimulators can help with nerve pain, degenerative spinal pain, and muscular problems. Some stimulators work by generating a current that blocks pain signalling to the brain. Others stimulate the activation of muscles that support the spine, strengthening the muscle and subsequently reducing back pain. Stimulators may be a good option for people who have not improved after surgery, who aren't a good candidate for surgery, or who want to reduce the use of pain medications. They have been in use since the 1960s and continue to be updated and undergo improvements through research. Some devices use a low-frequency current producing mild tingling called paresthesia. Others have a higher frequency current producing no paresthesia. Participants usually have a short trial of a temporary device for 7 to 14 days to assess the suitability for the patient. Following a successful trial of a temporary device, participants will proceed to a fully implanted device at Lingard Private Hospital.
Hi, my name's Heather. I'm a clinical trial coordinator at Genesis Research Services, and today I'm going to talk to you about the role of the coordinator. Clinical trial coordinators assist in finding patients who may be eligible to participate in a study. Patients are provided with information on the trial, which they then discuss together with the physician during the process of informed consent. The physician determines whether the trial is suitable for the participant and whether they meet the eligibility criteria for the study. Some studies have very specific inclusion and exclusion criteria, depending on the treatment target and the phase of the trial. For chronic pain studies, we generally look for people who have had pain for at least 3 months that has not been resolved with conservative treatments. We also look for people who have a moderate to severe level of pain so that we can determine whether any improvements following a treatment are statistically significant. As coordinators, we are responsible for running the trial according to the protocol, ensuring the safety of participants and the integrity of the data we collect. This can include managing ethics submissions, scheduling visits, dispensing medication and questionnaires, recording vital signs, taking pathology samples such as bloods, and doing ECGs. We then enter the information we collect into secure electronic data systems that are later used for analysis. We help to record any adverse events or symptoms that participants may experience while on treatment. This information is collated to provide a safety profile of the drug or device. Clinical trial coordinators act like a bridge between the participant and the doctor and other healthcare providers, including hospitals, imaging, and pathology sites. At Genesis, we understand how much of an impact chronic pain has on the lives of our participants. We have a very high level of participant satisfaction, and I think this is partly due to the one-on-one personal care that we as coordinators offer. We do our best to make the participant's journey as easy as possible while they are on a trial. Genesis has investigated new treatments for many pain conditions, including low back pain, leg pain, sciatica, painful diabetic neuropathy, and arthritis. I'll now let Mo talk to us a little bit about the pharmaceutical studies that we run at Genesis.
Hi, I'm Mo. I'm a clinical trial coordinator at Genesis Research Services. I'll be talking about drugs in clinical trials. At Genesis Research, we do many different types of clinical trials, and we're more interested in pain management. So the different types of treatments that we look at can be in the form of a tablet, a topical cream, an injection into the spine, or an injection into the knee joint. Most of these procedures are done by our doctors at the Hamilton Day Surgery. Some of those much simpler procedures can be done at our research clinic. The reason we look at clinical trials in relation to drugs is to study the efficacy and safety of a drug. We get information such as the pharmacokinetics, that is the time it takes the drug to travel from when it's administered all the way until it leaves the body, as well as the pharmacodynamics, which is what the drug's actually doing in the body and what physiological response is being produced. These data help us determine the most effective dose at the least possible chance of side effects. Clinical trials may be blinded or double-blinded. So in a blinded clinical trial, a participant is not aware what they're getting. Sometimes they're double-blinded, where neither the participant or the research staff are aware of what's being administered. In a clinical trial, participants may receive a placebo, which is a sugar pill, or a saline if it's an injection. They may trial different doses of medication, or they may trial a new medicine, comparing that to a standard treatment. All of these help us establish more accurate results in terms of whether the medicine is effective or not.
The benefit of having a research unit linked to the Hunter Pain Specialist Clinic is that Dr. Russo and Dr. Volshank are able to offer their patients access to new and potentially life-changing therapies not currently available to the public through their participation in a clinical trial. It also gives patients the opportunity to contribute to research that increases the medical knowledge we have about their pain condition and may even influence how people with pain are treated in the future.